What you guys, got another video here for you. This one is on another Acronis True Image 2016 video. We're going to be doing a full system image backup of our operating system and all our data. Now, if you don't back up your system, then you should be backing up your system on a regular basis. And with the amount of malware that's out there nowadays, and also chances of corruption, or also even ransomware, which is like CryptoLocker and stuff that can encrypt all your data, and that means you're going to lose all your data, and it will cost you a lot of money to decrypt all that stuff. So it's the same thing if your drive fails as well. You would lose all that data, and of course you would then have to either get data recovery, which can be very costly. So it makes good sense to invest in something decent like Acronis True Image 2016 to make regular backups of your system. So what we're going to do here is take a look at creating a full system image. So you've got options here to log into the cloud if you wish, and that has a feature called Acronis Cloud where you can back up all your data to there. Now if you watched my previous video on Acronis, you'll see that we did a backup of our data, files and folders and stuff like that. So in this one we're going to create a new backup job and create a full system image of our operating system and all our data and stuff. So let's take a look here. We're going to have to create a new job, which means add backup. You can see our last job was here and it's still running, so we can add a new backup, and there it is right there. So now we get to choose what we want to do. So entire PC, so you've got entire PC, disks and partitions, and also files and options. We're going to go for the entire PC this time. And as you can see here, we will need to select a destination for our backup to go to. Now it's always advisable to back up to an off-site source, i.e. like an external drive or a NAS drive or something like that. So if the computer does get corrupted or the hard drive fails or something, you've always got it off that computer. It's no good making a partition on that computer and backing up to that, because if the hard drive dies, then all your data dies with it. So we're going to select a backup source here. Now we can also back up to the Acronis Cloud if we have got this feature. We can back up to an external drive here, or we can click on Browse, which will give us some other options. So you can see here we have like a tree of folders here, and you can go to OneDrive. You can back up to the FTP connections here, and also NAS drives. Networking, map drives, you can do all that sort of stuff, home group. The list's endless here, so we can really go for it. Also you can create a new FTP connection here as well. We're just going to connect to our external drive, and there it is there. Now I'm going to set mine up to Acronis backup. I'm going to click OK here. Now you can see we've got the entire PC, and it's going to be going to an external drive. Now we can also encrypt this backup, which is a really useful feature from Acronis. So if you have got sensitive data on that drive, or just for added security, you may want to encrypt that data so no one can get access to that, which is a really useful feature there. Now we've also got some options open to us, so we can click on the options tab here, and we can set up a schedule if we wish, or you can have no schedule where you just want to make one backup and that's it. But if you are doing this on a regular basis, you can set up a schedule here where it's daily, weekly, monthly, upon event, and so on, as you can see here. Or you can do non-stop backup as well. So we'll just say we're going to be doing this weekly, and you can choose which days you want to do it. Say for instance Sunday's your lean day where you don't do much on a Sunday. You can do that there, and also you may want to do it on a Friday evening, say, and you can set the times up here to how you want to do it. Wherever you want to set it up to, so you can pick it up for, you know, Wednesdays, Friday and Sunday, depends on what you want to do. And also you've got the other options open to you here, so we're just going to leave that as is. Let me just check out the advanced settings here, and as you can see here, run the backup only when the computer is idle. So if you're working on the computer, i.e. if you're doing some work with, say, Photoshop or Adobe Premiere or something like that, that can be quite resource hungry, and you do not want to have your backup running at that particular time. So you may want to do it when it's idle. And you've also got some other bits here, which is run this system startup with a delay, or, you know, there's loads of options that you can take into account here and select what you want. So we're going to go to backup scheme here. Now this is where you can select your backup scheme, i.e. single version scheme, you know, chain and incremental and differential, or a custom one, depending on what you want to do. And if you don't know what these are, you can always use their informational links here, which the difference between this, as you can see, gives you all the different information to what you need to do. So differential, as you can see here, and you've got incremental, and it shows you all the information. So you can choose whatever you like here. We're just going to leave this as incremental, and you can see here, create only one incremental version after the initial full version, and you've also got to create a full version after every 5 incremental versions. It's entirely up to you. Turn on automatic cleanup, you can do that also if you wish to do that, and you can click on this, and as you can see here, delete version chains older than 7 days, store no more than whatever you want to do here, depending on what you're doing. You can set this up as you wish. Here it's pretty self-explanatory, and what we're going to do next is go on to the notifications part. The notifications is if you want to be notified when the backup is complete. You can show a notification message, or for insufficient space on the drive, and this is selected here. You can select this, and it will say if the drive is down to its last 100 megabytes, it will give you a message, or you can make that down to its last 500, whatever you want, and then you can send a notification email. Also, you'd have to put that email address in there as well if you wanted to do that. And then also you've got the exclusions part, which is where you can add all your exclusions for stuff that you don't want to back up, i.e. you may not want to back up all your temporary files here and all your junk and stuff which comes across, and you can do that by adding more inside here. It gives you a little selection here, but you can also add more by clicking on the plus and add those locations in. Maybe you've got a big folder in your C root directory where you store a lot of stuff, and you don't want to obviously back that up because it's going to take a lot of space. You can add that location inside here. You can also remove some of these if you wish. If you want to back up all this stuff, you can push the minus, and you can save this as your default. So once you've got this done, you go to your advanced area, and your advanced is image creation mode, and you can do backup sector by sector if you wish. And if you don't know what sector by sector is, you can just click on the little question mark here, and it will give you all the information here of what backup sector by sector is. So you've got your backup protection here, which will be your password, which you can create here, your pre-post commands. You've also got your backup splitting is automatic, and validation, I would always recommend that you validate this, and also I'd validate regularly. Once a month is a good idea, so just to make sure that you have got a good known backup, so if something does go wrong, you know that's a working backup and there's no corruption in there. I've seen so many times people back up their machine, and they've got a backup of it and they don't use it, and when they go to use it they realize that it's corrupted, or they're getting error messages, and that's because they never validated that backup. And you've got removable media settings, and also you got a backup comment. This is where you could leave a little note in here, so if you want to leave a little note you can do that. Also error handling and computer shutdown, and then your performance. Now the performance is whether you want to compress this backup. So the normal performance here, as you can see, maximum performance compression. So this will compress that backup so it becomes smaller. So if you've got a large backup, then you can make it a maximum compression there if you wish. So the operation, we're going to do high here, and we're going to leave that as is now and click OK, and then we're going to create our backup by clicking on the backup now. Now also there's a little pull down here, you can see in 1 hour, do it in 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, and so on. So we're going to click backup, and that will start the job off. and as you can see here, it's now starting to calculate time and start to back up all my data to that drive. And I'll let this run and then come back when this is nearly complete. So of course we have up here the last backup, the next backup, and the total size. This will be the information that will be done once we've completed this task. And as you can see here, we can also shut down the computer after completion if we want to do that, and you'll see it start to process now and start to say how much data's been backed up and processed. So I'll come back when this is all done. You can see it's very quick. So that's now starting to validate, as you can see here. So the backup part is done. It's now validating that backup. So while that is validating our backup, we can now see our backup. If we look here, you can see the entire PC, and you can see that that's the size. It's now just validating that to make sure that we have a good backup there, and that will take a bit of time. So it sort of does a double take really. It takes the same amount of time as it does to normally back up, so it's worth doing. So if we take a look at the last backup for the full system here, and also the next backup will be on this time and date, and also the total size was this, as you can see here. So as you can see here, that validation process is nearly completed. Now what happens if you didn't validate your backup and you do want to check it? Well, you can still do that, and if you come up to where you see your backups here, you can actually use the drop down arrow here and you can validate that backup here also. If you wanted to do that at a later date, if you forgot to do it, you can always still validate that backup. Also, you can rename it to something more suitable to your liking. You can open up the location, clone those settings, move or delete any of these backups at any one time. And you can also recover files from these images. As you can see here, you can open up this recover files, and this will then allow you to recover any files from that. As you can see here, just go through and you'll be able to pull out whatever you like from that location, and that backup version was done then, as you can see here. Pretty straightforward, but we'll cover that in another video. So that's basically how you can make a full system image backup of your computer. My name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. I hope you enjoy these videos, guys. If you do, then hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up to date and be notified when I upload new videos. If you've got any problems with your computers or anything like that, any video requests, you can head over to my forums. The link is on the screen right now, as you can see. And also, if you want to join my Facebook fan page, you can also do that as well. Now, if you want any other information about this video or where you can purchase the software, the link will be in the description. You can click on that and it will take you to a place where you can purchase Acronis True Image 2016. And I'll get a little kickback from that as well. Anyway, so thanks again for watching. Bye for now.